back everybody, and what I'm going to be talking about today then is just two subjects. I'm just going to be sat here chatting away, not going to be out on the hills or anything today, and basically what I'm going to be talking about firstly is the Bushcraft Show, which I'm going to be attending this weekend. So that's 25th to the 27th of May this year, so it's only a couple of days. It's now Wednesday the 22nd. So yeah, just wanted to put it out there, let people know I'll be there. So if you fancy coming along and say hello, having a chat, come and say hello. I'll be there at the First in Events stand. So that's my outdoors company where I, run courses and take people through different events and stuff like that. So I'll be there at that tent. Come over and say hello, anyone that knows me or anyone that's follows me, wants to come and say hello. I'll have some merch and stuff there, caps and things like that if you want to come and grab something, or patches and stuff like that. So yeah, the show, if anyone hasn't already been, the Bushcraft Show's an awesome event. I know a lot of preppers are a little bit anti that sort of thing because they see it's commercialised, and I know a lot of preppers are against anything that's kind of organised and stuff like that. But you know what? It's a great event. There's lots of really good stuff there. There's loads of really good presentations, loads of interesting people to meet, and loads of great kit as well. We all like a bit of kit, don't we? Loads of great stands with all sorts of outdoors kit, survival gear and all that sort of stuff, and it's a great social event as well. So they have a bit of entertainment on in the evening. They have a band on, they have a big fire pit, everyone sits around having a few beers, shooting a shit and just having a good crack. I'm actually heading up the prepper zone at the Bushcraft Show this year. Funky Prepper decided to step down a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what that was all about, but he decided he didn't want to do it this year, which is a shame, because it's a great platform for preppers to get out there and mix with the general population. We're part of the general population, but I guess we kind of think about things in a slightly different way. And it's also a great way of getting preparedness into the wider population, so it's not seen as just a bunch of tinfoil hat wearing weirdos. It's actually a practical thing that we need to do, because as we all know, there's loads of stuff going on now. There's natural problems, natural disasters, there's the threat of terrorism, there's an actual imminent threat potentially of war. There's lots of stuff going on, isn't there? I mean, there's that government prepare website that's just been launched, so that the government's actually taking it seriously at last, and that's not a bad thing for anyone that says, oh, that's just the government trying to put the wind up us, trying to scare us. I think it's not that at all. I mean, if anything, this should have been done a while back. So there's advice on that website. But anyway, Bushcraft Show, it's a great event. There's going to be a whole load of presentations being put on as well that I've organised. I've basically tied in with people that I know all over the country. So we've got lots of really good, interesting stuff going on over the 3 days. I'm going to be doing a little chat about bug out bags, how to pack them, what to put in them. Stuart from Outdoor Basics, he's coming all the way down from Scotland, and he's going to be talking about self-defense in a hostile environment. He's a martial arts instructor. He's an ex-Royal Marine, so this guy knows what he's talking about, and that'll be a very interesting presentation. Caleb from Tyree Tactical, he's going to be giving a chat about field medicine. So this guy is a paramedic. He's also a mountain rescue medic as well. Again, an absolute very a depth of knowledge that guy's got in his subject. So that'll be one to watch and one to listen into, and no doubt he'll have activities that you can get involved in as well. Anna from Anna's Food and Lifestyle, she's got her own YouTube channel. She's going to be doing a talk about food preservation, so that'll be a really interesting one. I'm quite interested to tap into her knowledge and to see what she's got to say. She's obviously very well versed and a lot of knowledge about that subject there. A friend of mine that I serve with in the Pathfinders, Carl, he's going to be coming down and he's going to do a presentation on water, so collection and purification of water in a survival environment. Again, very knowledgeable on that. He's done a combat survival course like I have, also known as SEER nowadays. So there's a guy that I don't know, but has got in touch with me called Roger. I won't say his surname in case he doesn't want people to know it. He's going to be doing a presentation on CBRN. Okay, so chemical, biological, radiological and nuclear warfare. He's going to be doing a talk about prepping for that kind of thing, and if you were to survive some sort of nuclear strike, how you go about, you know, basically surviving and living your life after something like that, which actually is quite relevant nowadays, isn't it? Or could be quite relevant in the near future. For anyone that says, you know, if a nuclear bomb drops, we're all dead anyway, depends on where it's dropped, you know what I mean, and what the size of it is and stuff like that. You can't just write yourself off because there's been a nuclear bomb dropped somewhere. Anyway, probably quite a contentious subject, but it's one of those ones that if you haven't served in the military, you won't have covered. So, you know, it will be an interesting little subject that. Get yourself along, and if you're interested in that sort of thing, it will be on the programme for the weekend. And the last presentation then is by the guy that heads up Maverick Outdoors, and he's going to be doing a presentation on positive mental attitude and mindset, which, you know, is one of those things that nowadays I think a lot of people are kind of suffering with, the mental health and the pressures of that we're all under nowadays. So he's an expert on that sort of thing again, and no doubt I'll have a lot of interesting stuff to say during that presentation. So that's the Bushcraft Show. If you are going, or if you feel like going, you know, get yourself on the website, get yourself a ticket, and get yourself along to it, and I'm sure it'll be a great show. Okay, so the other thing I was going to talk about, I have actually briefly mentioned it as I was talking, is that website that the government's just instigated, the Prepare website. Just goes to show you that things are being taken seriously, hey? So, as I said earlier, some people in the general public see preppers, and it's got a bit of a bad rep in the UK, I think. It's seen as being a bit of a bunch of weirdos, as I say, tin foil hat wearing nut jobs. But, you know, how better can you be for your family than to be prepared, you know? And I'm not just talking about zombie apocalypse, fantasy crap. You know, just your everyday stuff. You know, if you're in a car crash somewhere and you haven't got a med kit, and one of your kids or your wife's or your husband's bleeding to death, how bad would you feel? You know, if you went off the road and you went into some water and you didn't have a means of getting out of the car, you know, like a knife or some sort of seatbelt cutter or something to smash the windows with, just something basic like that. Or if you got caught out in the wilderness somewhere, you didn't know how to navigate, your GPS is broken. And all those things, you know, just having some basic skills like survival skills, first aid skills, navigation skills, that sort of thing. Never mind the fact of preparing yourself with, you know, a percentage of food, water, and other provisions that can help you basically, you know, survive and thrive if something was to happen. You know, just those, the things that are potentially coming up now are very scary, very potentially, you know, severe. If we were to go into an all-out war with Russia or China or both of them, you know, people that are prepping, at least you're a couple of steps ahead of the people that have just got their thumbs up their backsides and their heads in the sand. So what I'm saying here is, you know, the government are starting taking it seriously. That means I think the general population should hopefully be woken up a little bit to that, even though most of them would probably be just more interested in watching some crap on the internet. But I think we're starting to approach times that could be potentially very, very dangerous, and yeah, quite serious stuff. So as I said before, hopefully that website will be useful to people. Advice on there should hopefully be quite good. I've not had a chance to check it out yet. I've just got back from work. Hopefully that it'll probably develop as things go on as well, you know. But like I say, it's possibly a platform for what they think might be coming up next. So they put it in there just as like an emergency thing, you know, talking about natural disasters and stuff like that. But then there's the potential to add to it, you know, what to do in the event of X, Y, and Z. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. I don't want to be doom and gloom. I'm just saying there's stuff on the horizon, isn't there, potentially? So have a good think about what you're doing, how you live your life, your preparations for yourself and your family, your loved ones, because, you know, they're the ones we want to protect, hey? They're the ones we want to think about. Anyone that is coming to the Bushcraft Show, I'll see you there. Come and say hello. And yeah, have a great weekend if you do come along. And as always, stay prepared.